Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be another full review video. In today's full review video, we are taking a look at my Ferro Concepts Slickster. And before we get this video started, as always, guys, I wanted to let you know the ways that you can support everything that I do here on the Firearm Freedom channel. You can check out the links down below to the Firearm Freedom merchandise store. There's a bunch of awesome merch over there, including t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and a bunch of other things like that that you guys are definitely going to want to check out. And if merch is not for you, but you're still looking for a way to donate even as little as $1 a month to the channel, then you can check out the Firearm Freedom Subscribe Star account. If you're not looking for any way to donate to the channel, but you're still looking for a way to support the channel, then you can just simply watch these videos. All the interactions like hitting the subscribe button, ringing the bell, hitting the like button, commenting down below, and sharing the video around really does help defeat the YouTube algorithms that are constantly pushing down and shadow banning gun content here on the platform. I have had this Ferro Concepts Slickster plate carrier for quite some time now. This is actually officially going to be my 1-year review on this plate carrier. I have ran this plate carrier at the range in a wide variety of different weather conditions, and I have been running it a ton more recently at the new range that we've been going to. The new range is awesome because we can pretty much do whatever we want there, but it is a little bit of a larger range and there's not as many areas to set things down. So a lot of the time I am wearing this full plate carrier in order to utilize my placard up at the front, and this is still the Spirit of System Micro Fight placard, and I also wear the carrier to utilize the cummerbund on the side to carry extra mags, different things, admin stuff. So I have been using this Slickster quite a bit more recently. I've learned a lot of different things about the Slickster, and one of the first things that I really want to comment on overall in wearing this thing for quite a few hours now is the comfort. I really love this cummerbund. I mentioned it in the first impressions video. If you guys didn't see that video, you can check the card up in the right hand corner of your screen right now. But this elastic cummerbund on the side is awesome. I can't tell you guys how many times, whether I was wearing a super big heavy jacket or I was wearing even as little as a t-shirt at the range, including hoodies and anything else, and this cummerbund would stretch over to the top, and what it does is it kind of like suction cups the carrier to whatever it is you're wearing. Now, a lot of people might think, hey, that's probably going to be a little bit more uncomfortable, but because it's this really nice, stretchy, elastic material, it is incredibly comfortable to wear. When you breathe, the plate carrier breathes with you and kind of grows with that elastic, and comfort is awesome. You will notice, obviously, after a year of pretty hard use, I'm starting to get a little bit of fraying here or there on these cummerbunds, and that would be probably my only complaint about this design. It's incredibly minimal. It gives you a lot of versatility in pretty much carrying whatever you want in these slots. It's obviously sized out for standard AR mags, but you can fit a wide variety of standard 5.56 or even some 7.62 by 39 mags, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And of course, you could put radios, small IFAKs, tourniquets, whatever else in here. So these are very versatile, but they are definitely slim and made of just your standard elastics. So that is going to wear and fray a little bit over time. Of course, we have the same cummerbund design on the opposite side, and right now I am running 2 standard Magpul PMags that are fully loaded. The other thing that I did realize over a year of using this cummerbund and the fraying on the top is that if you are using aluminum GI mag, which is what's in my Micro Fight placard, and you're constantly drawing them in and out, what generally happens is those aluminum mags are a little bit sharper around the feed lips, and they tend to catch this material on the cummerbund right about here. So you can see there's quite a bit more fraying starting there, and that is just simply from shoving in the standard GI mag. So that is one thing to be aware of if you want to limit a little bit more of that fraying that is happening on the cummerbund, you're probably going to want to run Magpul P-Mags. The straps on the bottom are not made of that same elastic material, and these are actually holding up incredibly well. No issues at all here. And I have found out that what works best for me in my setup is actually running nothing on the opposite side of the cummerbund. If anything, I would put a small tourniquet or an IFAK or maybe a radio in here. And then on the opposite side, I am still just running 2 fully loaded AR mags. You probably could fit a third, but quite frankly, you're really starting to get to a point where you're not mobile enough to even get that mag out, and it's going to add a little bit more weight, and comfort may not be there as much. I've ran a couple of other plate carriers. The Slickster I keep coming back to because it tends to be one of the most comfortable plate carriers that I have. At the moment, I am actually running level 4 ceramic plates in these. These are the new Mira Safety, Mira Tactical level 4 ceramic plates. That is what I've been running in these for about the past 3 weeks. The plates are just a smidge lighter than other ceramic plates that I have, so in this carrier, it is a really nice setup. I have not fully tested these level 4 ceramic plates yet, but be on a lookout for that testing here in about a week. We actually are going to be shooting these plates and seeing how they perform to the threats that they are capable of stopping. We're going to be shooting them with a lot of different calibers, so stay tuned for that. That should be a pretty fun video. With comfort on the Slickster, a lot of people point out the small fabric straps up here on the top. You have no padding whatsoever on these straps, and I still, and this may just be me, but I still have not had any issues with comfort and these straps. A lot of people might assume that because this thin fabric on the side, it's going to really cut into your traps or your shoulders. And in my experience, that has just not been the case. It's been incredibly comfortable, whether I'm wearing a heavy jacket or whether I'm wearing a t-shirt, and it is awesome. I still have no problems with this at all. I actually really like the slim straps up here because if you want to, and we talked about this in the first impressions video, you can make the Slickster almost more of a covert carrier and throw a hoodie or even a t-shirt over it, and obviously you're still going to see it with hard plates, but you have the capability with these straps to really make this thing low profile. On top of that, I have used this plate carrier with a wide variety of different platforms as far as rifles is concerned, and honestly, I have found that these straps come in handy quite a bit compared to much thicker straps that make it a little bit harder to shoulder whatever rifle that you're shooting. I've used this plate carrier more recently with quite a few different ARs and quite a few different AKs. I've used it with a Mini 14, and this thing works out very, very well. I've had no issues with it at all. I've shot machine guns with this plate carrier. The reason why a machine gun may matter a little bit as a data point is because obviously you're getting a lot more movement in the stock than with the standard semi-auto, and I still did not have any issues of the gun just kind of flying off the plate or something like that, or having a hard time actually shouldering that rifle properly. These straps work out really well, and I dig them quite a bit. You'll notice that the stitching on the straps is holding up very, very well. The only thing that I am seeing wear on this plate carrier is the cummerbund, and that's pretty much to be expected. Elastic stuff does wear out over time, and you're really going to lose a lot of the retention that it has. You can replace the cummerbunds, no problem. The actual plate carrier itself is holding up very, very well. In fact, I don't really see a single spot on here that is fraying at all. You can see all the edges look very, very crisp, exactly like they look right out of the box. As far as airflow in the back, the airflow is not quite as good as my HRT plate carrier that has like a little path on the inside here, but this standard airflow webbing-like material actually still does a pretty good job. It is going to hold heat to you a little bit, especially in those hot, humid summer months, but it definitely does a good job overall compared to other carriers. I am still running the back of the carrier totally bare, nothing on the back here. Honestly, I don't see a huge need to throw something on the back. If this is going to be more of a bug-out plate carrier, you may want to consider attaching either pouches on the back or something to just have more maybe survival gear. Now, the one thing is that back panels are not quite as modular here on the Slickster because it is designed as more of a low-pro carrier. So with that being said, you have no buckle systems or molly or anything like that. It is just Velcro. As far as for the Microfight placard up here in the front, really cool thing that I found out about these rifle inserts, they will actually fit a much wider variety of magazines than I once thought. I've actually ran AK mags in here now successfully, and how I have done that is by simply just not running the middle magazine. So if you're gonna run AK mags, I found out that that will work. They actually lock in well and it doesn't really rip it up, but you just can't really fit in the middle mag. So you'll see in a couple different videos, I'm running an AK mag on the left and an AK mag on the right and nothing in the middle, and that actually worked out pretty damn good at the range, and it was cool because I could fit in some different mags that weren't just standard AR mags. I've tried this with Mini 14 mags. Those work perfect. Obviously, they're going to be about the same profile, and I've tried it with a couple of other variants of AK mags, whether it be 5.56 AK mags or 5.45, and they all lock in actually really, really well. The only thing that'll bite you is that middle mag, because what happens is the AK mags have those locking tabs on the front and back, and those tend to bump into each other in that center mag. It is a little bit more tough to fit in. If you wanted to, you could probably have two mags on the outside and then the mag in the middle just kind of a little bit higher, and that actually would probably work as well. Of course, on the side in the cummerbund, you can fit a huge amount of mags. The only thing you're pretty much going to have problems with this is any sort of 7.62 by 51 mags because of the width of those. Now, of course, it's going to be the same thing with your rifle inserts. You're going to want 7.62 by 51 specific rifle inserts in order to get that to work with the Microfight placard. As far as for the front of the placard, I'm still really digging this dual pistol insert. The one thing that I have noticed, if you're throwing the pistol mags in and they're larger magazines like these 20 round VP9 mags, they tend to want to droop forward a little bit. So that is something that isn't a huge deal, but I did actually wind up losing a pistol mag. It flew out of the carrier while I was running around testing my VP9. How I am planning on mitigating that in the future is by getting one of their inserts here that is either the zipper insert or they have a little placard thing that goes over the front of this that just Velcros into place. And either one of those I think is going to give you a little bit more retention on that Velcro and hold those pistol mags in a little bit better. And if you have standard height magazines for your pistol, you're not going to have as much of those issues. It's just with these larger extended mags, they tend to want to kind of flop around a little bit more, especially when they're fully loaded. And another thing that I'm probably going to be getting from Spirited Systems is one of their harnesses to run this placard separate of the plate carrier. I'm one of those people that believe if you have a plate carrier like this Ferro Concepts Slickster, it is very important that you train with it. I can't tell you how much I've learned about running hard armor in a fully loaded plate carrier for hours at a time at the range over this past year. You will learn a lot about what you're capable of, what you're not, what your legs are capable of, and what they are not. But a lot of people out there buy gear like this. They think they're good to go because they have a plate carrier, they have plates, but they never train in it. How does it feel going prone? How does it feel laying on your back, getting down on the ground, getting up with just your legs? Are your knees able to handle it? These are all questions that you will kind of answer for yourself after training with a setup like this at the range. Now, of course, I think a much more practical route to take, especially in today's world, is just running a small chest rig with a placard like this. You have such a small setup here, but it is so capable because you can throw this on underneath a lot of different jackets and hoodies and different things and be very, very low profile. On top of that, I've come to realize that having a massive plate carrier like this is a lot harder and more annoying to cart around with you through your day-to-day life. I'm not one of those people that like to leave everything in the car overnight, so whatever I'm putting in my car as far as stuff like this, I'm taking back with me in the house at night. And having a plate carrier like this can be a little bit annoying. So having a small placard It's a lot easier to throw this thing in your center console, throw this thing in a small book bag, and you're going to be on your way with a lot of potential if you had to, God forbid, throw this placard on. You are not getting the ballistic protection, but you're getting a much more lightweight, low-profile option. So in the future, you guys are going to see me rocking this placard and probably another chest rig for testing, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be kind of transitioning over. That is pretty much going to wrap up this full review on the Ferro Concepts Slickster. I absolutely love this plate carrier. I think it's phenomenal for the money and a great beginning carrier. The one thing that I will say about any piece of gear right now is that it is incredibly hard to find this stuff in stock. Guys, you pretty much got to be sitting there on Ferro Concepts website, on their Instagram page, waiting for the restocks, and as soon as they hit, you pretty much need to get this stuff in your cart and be on your way. This stuff really goes out of stock quickly. It's really tough to find the placards in stock, the harnesses in stock. Everything is tough to find. If you have any questions about this Slickster or anything else on the channel, feel free to throw them down below in the comment section, and you guys know I absolutely will get back to you. While you're down there, head up to the description and check out the links to the Firearm Freedom Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram account. I have daily content coming out on all three of those that you guys are not going to want to miss. As always, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more great videos to come soon.